Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Syakira Andwivania Diyastri from English for Business Communication and Professional 1A. And now I'm gonna presentation about case study 1, sticky situation with your boss, with the title How to Stay Cool When You're in Hot Seat. So let's get started. So this is the overview for my presentation today. The first is personality overlay that consists of Richard's personality and Mark's personality. The second one is Mark's decision point that consists of cost, set limit, and power. And the third is identifying Mark's utterances that imply SIGR that consists of specify the problem, invite others to talk, join feelings with fact, and the last one is resolve the issue. Personality overlay. So for the first is Richard's personality. Richard is a sympathetic boss. We have two dialogues to prove that he is sympathetic personality. For the first dialogue is, well, I don't see a problem there with you. You're pretty good. The other guys are more liberal with their sample distribution. But you don't need to consider others before you snatch samples that are earmarked for someone else. It means that Richard gives sympathetic feelings to other people. And for the second dialogue is, sure, I'll do what I can. This means that Richard is willing to help others with their problem as he can. So from BST, sympathetic and always ready to help are including the traits that exist in sympathetic personality. And then is Mark's personality. Mark is a bold and technical salesman. There's two dialogue to prove that he is bold and also technical personality. For the first dialogue is, I'm really disappointed because I worked really hard this year. I increased my sales by 15%. I had hoped that would reflect on my evaluation. It means that he's just focused on the result and don't care about the surroundings. And for the second dialogue is, I'm frustrated because I don't see how I can work with others when I'm on the road so much. I'm a lone salesman, remember? It means that he prefers and comforts to work alone rather than in teams. But on the other hand, he also frustrated about this. So from the BEST, focus on the result is a part of bold personality, and prefer work alone rather than in team is part of technical personality. Mark's decision points. So for the first is cost. In the story above, the cause is when Mark changing his behavior by not taking random samples and also inviting Janice and Lisa to drink coffee once a week so that they are more intimate. Then Richard will have consequence of increasing Mark's score from 3 to 4. The second is set limits. Set limits in this story is Mark's promise not to take random samples and also Mark promises to ask for more samples before they run out, so that clients don't look bad at the company if one day the same things happen again. The third is power. In my opinion, Richard has more power. Richard is a boss who be in charge of managing everything and is responsible for his company. Beyond that, Richard is someone who has a firm personality, wise and good at problem solving. Identify Mark's utterances that imply SIGR. So for the first is specify the problem. So in this story there are three problems. The first is, I'm curious to know what you mean. I'm frustrated because I don't see how I can work with others when I'm on the road so much. This means Mark doesn't see himself as a part of team, he sees himself as a lone ranger. And for the second problem, we can see in the dialogue, that was foolish of me. You're right, I wasn't thinking about Mitch. I announced because we didn't have enough samples. Next time, I will requisition more samples before I run out. From this dialogue, it means Mark stole Mitch's samples for his own needs, regardless of Mitch, who has to do a big presentation for an important client, so he doesn't have samples and make his company look bad. And for the last problem, or the third problem, from the dialogue, what you want me to do is spend more time with Lisa and Janice when I'm in the office. Maybe I could take them for a coffee one morning a week. This means that Mark doesn't have much time with the support staff. Even Mark doesn't remember the name of one of the staff, Janice, who has been working there for 8 months. Mark was on the road a lot, so it makes the staff feel if Mark doesn't like them. And the second one is invite other person to talk. From the first dialogue, so what's the verdict? It means that Mark tried to remove the silence as well as the tension of his body by inviting his boss, Richard, to start the annual review. And from the second dialogue, I'm curious to know what you mean. I'm frustrated because I don't see how I can work with others when I'm on the road so much. I'm a lone salesman, remember? What exactly do you suggest? From the sentence, what exactly do you suggest? Mark wants suggestions from his boss, Richard, regarding his frustrated because he didn't see how he can work with others when he's on the road as a lone salesman. The third is joint feeling with fact. From the dialogue, that was foolish of me. You're right, I wasn't thinking about Mitch. I was annoyed because we didn't have enough samples. Next time, I will requisition more samples before I run out. It means that Mark agreed with Richard's feeling when he took Mitch's sample and realized his mistake, then he going to ask for more sample before he ran out. And for the last part is resolve the issue. From the dialogue, let's just be sure and clear. If I never take someone else's samples and put in requisitions for sample as soon as I'm running low, and secondly, if I take Janice and Lisa to coffee once a week, my rating will grow up next year. This means that if Mark has started to realize his mistake and found a solution by not taking other people's samples and submitting requests before they run out, and also invite Janice and Lisa support staff to drink coffee once a week so that intimacy is established between them and not make Janice and Lisa feel unwelcome by Mark. So that's enough from me. Thank you very much for your great attention. Thank you for your listening. May all those I have shared be beneficial for all of us. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.